Let's start with number 10. You have full conversations with yourself out loud. Not just thinking, actually talking. Debating whether to order pizza or cook. Narrating your own actions like you're hosting a cooking show. People walking by think you've lost it. Plot twist. You're actually smarter than them. Talking to yourself isn't crazy, it's how intelligent brains operate. When you speak thoughts out loud, you're forcing your brain to organize ideas clearly. Research from Wisconsin University found people who self-talk during tasks perform way better than silent thinkers. It's like your brain needs to hear itself think. Athletes do it before big games. Einstein did it while working through problems. That running commentary while you're looking for your keys, your brain is processing multiple solutions simultaneously. Your working memory has limited space. Verbalizing frees up room for actual problem solving. So, next time someone catches you having a debate with yourself about whether cereal counts as dinner, just know your brain is working at genius level. That weird person muttering in the grocery store, probably smarter than everyone judging them. Number 9. You remember the most useless information. You forgot your best friend's birthday, but you can recite that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. You know that a group of flamingos is called a flamboyance, but you can't remember where you put your phone 5 minutes ago. Welcome to the intelligent brain's filing system. Your memory isn't broken, it's just incredibly selective. Research shows high IQ people have amazing recall for information they find interesting, and terrible memory for boring practical stuff. Your brain assigns value based on intellectual stimulation, not importance. That's why you remember every word of that documentary about deep-sea creatures, but forget what you ate for lunch. Scientists call this interest-driven memory. Your brain is curating knowledge like a museum, keeping the fascinating stuff and tossing the mundane. Studies prove people with higher fluid intelligence excel at remembering complex, unusual facts because it lights up their reward centers. So yeah, you'll forget appointments, but ask you about ancient Roman aqueducts, and suddenly you're an encyclopedia. That random trivia isn't useless. It's proof your brain prioritizes learning over boring logistics. Number 8. You're incurably curious. Started Googling one thing for work. 3 hours later, you're watching videos about whether crows hold grudges and reading about the invention of the question mark. Send help. You're down the rabbit hole again. Except you don't want help because this is where you live now. Curiosity isn't distraction, it's your brain in its natural habitat. When you get curious, your brain releases dopamine, that feel-good chemical that makes learning addictive. Research shows curious people don't just learn more, they learn better. Their hippocampus, the memory center, goes into overdrive. Every curiosity spiral you go down is literally strengthening your brain's ability to make connections. Scientists found that curious individuals have better divergent thinking. That's seeing multiple solutions to problems. Those midnight deep dives into random topics, you're training your brain to connect unrelated concepts. Think about history's greatest minds. They all shared one thing: relentless curiosity about how things work. They questioned everything and followed every interesting thread. Every genius in history was pathologically curious. So when you're 8 tabs deep, researching something completely random at 2 in the morning, you're not procrastinating. You're doing exactly what intelligent brains do, making weird connections nobody else sees. Number 7. You laugh at your own jokes, even if no one else does. You make a joke, blank stares all around, but 3 minutes later you're still giggling because honestly, that was comedy gold. Here's what's happening. Your brain just flexed something most people can't do. Finding yourself funny without anyone else's agreement takes serious mental horsepower. Research shows this behavior links directly to 2 key intelligence markers. 1. You've got rock-solid internal validation. You don't need the crowd to tell you what's amusing. 2. Your mind spots humor in places others simply don't see. Creating jokes demands you connect unrelated concepts in unexpected ways. That's pure creative cognition at work. Studies in psychology prove that people who stick to their own assessments, even when the group disagrees, score significantly better on tests measuring independent thought. When you find your own joke hilarious, you're essentially saying, my brain's assessment matters more than everyone else's silence. Often your humor works because you've made mental connections that require certain knowledge or perspective to appreciate. You're not missing social cues, you're operating on a different wavelength. Beyond that, laughing at your own awkward moments shows you've got emotional smarts too. You can sit in uncomfortable silence, see confused faces, and still feel good about yourself. That combination of mental toughness and flexible thinking is rare. Your mind found something genuinely entertaining in a situation that needed specific cognitive work to unlock. So, when you're the lone person cracking up at your own comment, your brain just processed something the room missed. That's solo laughter, intelligence in action. Number 6, you daydream constantly. Managers talking about quarterly targets, your brain just invented a new flavor of ice cream. Lecture about economic policy, you're mentally redesigning your entire apartment. Zoom meeting about project deadlines, you're wondering what language dolphins would speak if they had vocal cords. Your attention is physically present, but mentally you're in another dimension. This isn't attention deficit. This is how creative brains operate. Zoning out isn't laziness. It's advanced mental processing. Neuroscientists discovered that daydreaming activates something called the default mode network. This neural system lights up when you're not focused on external tasks. And here's the fascinating part. It doesn't mean your brain is resting. It's actually burning more energy than when you're paying attention. What's it doing? Connecting random memories, generating creative solutions, and preparing for future scenarios. Research links frequent mind wandering to higher scores on creativity assessments and intelligence measures. Look at breakthrough moments throughout history. Major scientific discoveries didn't happen during focused work sessions. They happened during mental drift. Someone taking a bath, someone on a walk, someone staring out a window. Your wandering thoughts aren't wasted mental energy. They're your brain's way of making unexpected leaps between unrelated ideas. Studies reveal that people whose minds wander frequently show enhanced problem-solving abilities, especially for challenges requiring innovative thinking. That distant stare during boring conversations isn't rudeness. Your mind just found something more interesting to work on. So when someone criticizes your focus, remember your brain is busy connecting dots they don't even see exist. Number 5, your room looks like a tornado hit it, but you know exactly where everything is. Clothes on the floor, books stacked everywhere, papers covering your desk. Someone asks where your charger is, and boom, you pull it from what looks like chaos in under 5 seconds. That's not mess. That's a filing system only you understand. Researchers at a major university ran experiments comparing creativity in different environments. They gave people in organized spaces and disorganized spaces the same creative challenge. The messy environment group consistently generated more innovative and original ideas. Another test had them brainstorm new uses for everyday objects. Again, the cluttered space won for creative output. Here's why. Your mess isn't random. There's a difference between dirty and chaotic. Your chaos has structure. Your brain knows the geography of your space. That pile isn't laziness. It's an active project. Those scattered papers are ideas in progress. Creative minds don't waste mental energy on organizing physical space when they're busy organizing complex thoughts. Studies on highly creative individuals show they often maintain work environments that look disorganized to outsiders, but function perfectly for their thought processes. Your brain built a spatial memory system unique to how you work. Every stack, every pile, every seemingly random placement makes sense in your mental map. Famous, brilliant minds worked in notoriously chaotic spaces. One famously said, when criticized about his cluttered desk, "What does an empty desk say about an empty mind?" So that pile everyone judges isn't disorder. It's your genius brain prioritizing ideas over appearances. Number 4, you're fluent in sarcasm. Someone suggests another pointless meeting. Oh, fantastic, just what my calendar needed. Your coworker states the obvious. Wow, really? I had no idea. Sarcasm is your first language, and sincerity is your distant second. Congratulations, your brain is doing serious gymnastics. Here's what happens when you use sarcasm. Your mind has to juggle multiple cognitive tasks instantly. You need to process the actual words being said while simultaneously constructing the opposite meaning. Then you've got to evaluate the social dynamics to know if your sarcasm will land appropriately. And you're managing tone, timing, and facial expressions all at once. This is high-level mental coordination. Multiple brain regions fire up together. The language centers, the social awareness systems, and the parts handling complex reasoning all work simultaneously. Top universities studied this connection between sarcasm and cognition. Their findings? People who regularly use sarcasm perform notably better on creative problem-solving tasks. The reason makes sense. Sarcasm requires thinking in layers. You're not just communicating one message, you're weaving together multiple meanings that the listener has to untangle. That's sophisticated mental work. Your brain is essentially running rapid-fire calculations. What's the literal statement? What's my actual meaning? Will this person understand? Is this the right moment? All before you finish your sentence. Interestingly, the research also showed something else. Sarcasm as a tool for boosting creative thinking only works when everyone involved has the mental capacity to process it. So being naturally sarcastic means your brain operates at speeds most people can't match. You're processing layers of social and linguistic information faster than others handle straightforward conversation. That sharp wit isn't just humor, it's cognitive horsepower on display. Number 3, you're a night owl, and no amount of sleep advice will change that. Everyone says wake up early, get more done, morning routines. Meanwhile, your brain doesn't even turn on until 10 p.m. Night is when you do your best thinking, your best work, your best everything. Science backs you up. Multiple studies link higher intelligence with staying up late. Evolutionary psychologists figured out why. Throughout human history, nighttime was dangerous. Staying awake meant overriding survival instincts. Intelligent brains are better at adopting evolutionarily novel behaviors. Modern research shows night owls score higher on inductive reasoning, a core intelligence measure. It's not laziness, it's biology. Your circadian rhythm is wired differently. Nighttime gives you what intelligent brains need most: total, uninterrupted thinking time. No emails, no calls, no interruptions. Just you and your thoughts. Studies show that during late hours, your prefrontal cortex operates differently, boosting creative thinking and problem solving. Darwin was a night owl, so was Churchill, Obama, countless artists and scientists. Your midnight productivity isn't insomnia. It's your brain finally getting the quiet it needs to operate at full capacity. So when people judge your schedule, remember you're running on genius time. Number 2, you love being alone. Social gatherings feel like someone's draining your battery, but give you a quiet evening solo, and suddenly you've got energy to tackle anything. Your best thinking happens when nobody else is around. Here's what's really going on. Intelligent minds process information constantly and intensely. Being around people demands enormous mental resources. You're reading body language, interpreting vocal tone, following conversation threads, monitoring your own responses, managing social expectations, all simultaneously. For a brain that's already running hot, this is overwhelming. Time alone gives your mind permission to finally work the way it wants to. No external demands, no performance required. Just pure, uninterrupted mental space. Research consistently finds a correlation between intelligence and preference for solitude. Why? Because complex thinkers need downtime to process everything they've absorbed. Your brain uses quiet moments to sort information, form connections, and engage in deep analysis that's impossible during social interaction. Think of it like computer processing power. Every social interaction is a program running in the background, consuming resources. When you're alone, you can dedicate full processing power to whatever matters to you. Studies on highly intelligent individuals show they derive genuine satisfaction from solo activities that would bore others. They're not avoiding people, they're protecting their cognitive space. Your alone time isn't isolation or antisocial behavior. It's essential maintenance for a mind that operates at higher intensity than average. While others need constant external stimulation, you generate your own. That's not loneliness, that's mental self-sufficiency. Research even suggests that people comfortable with solitude show greater creativity and stronger self-awareness. So that Friday night, you chose to stay home instead of going out. You weren't missing out. You were giving your brain exactly what it needed to function at its best. Number 1, you see patterns everywhere that nobody else notices. Your coffee maker breaks the same week as your printer every single time. Traffic lights seem coordinated specifically to slow you down when you're running late. Certain songs come on right before significant things happen in your life. Most people write this off as meaningless coincidence. Your brain disagrees. Recognizing patterns is one of the most reliable markers of high intelligence. While others see isolated random events, your mind is constantly scanning for connections and sequences. Brain imaging studies show that people with advanced cognitive abilities have significantly more active neural pathways dedicated to detecting patterns. This isn't overthinking or paranoia. Your brain is doing something remarkable. It's finding genuine connections in data that most people lack the processing power to notice. Think about what pattern recognition actually requires. Your mind has to hold multiple pieces of information simultaneously, track them over time, identify similarities, and calculate probabilities of correlation. That's intense cognitive work happening automatically in the background. Scientists discovered that individuals who excel at spotting patterns also perform exceptionally well at abstract reasoning and predictive analysis. Your brain is essentially running probability algorithms constantly, searching for order within apparent randomness. This ability is what separates average intelligence from exceptional intelligence. You're not imagining connections. You're detecting real but subtle relationships that require sophisticated mental processing to identify. Throughout history, major breakthroughs came from people who noticed patterns everyone else missed. Gravity, evolution, market cycles, psychological principles. Someone saw what others couldn't. Those moments when you predict something and people act surprised when you're right, your brain was already 3 moves ahead based on patterns they never registered. 10 weird habits, all signs of high intelligence. How many are you guilty of? Seriously, drop a comment. I'm curious to know which one made you go, wait, that's literally me.